Hello and welcome everyone to our second non-conference matchup this evening on the Husson Eagles Sports Network between the women's Bobcats of Bates College and the Eagles of Husson University. I'm Sam Miller, joined alongside Avery Henningsen. Avery, if this matchup is anything like the last game that we saw, then we are in for a treat.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good one, Sam. I think this Bates Bobcats team, one of the better teams in the NESCAC for the women's division. The Eagles so far out to a good start to the year, led, of course, by Bailey Donovan, who's just kind of writing her name in the history books at this point. I think she's set pretty much a lot of the records that you can out there, and it's now just making those numbers even further up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And despite the play of Bailey Donovan, the Eagles have looked a little bit inconsistent so far this year. Only 2-2 on the season, but so far, Avery, coming off that last game, a win against, I believe it was St. Joseph's College in Maine, seems like they kind of found their mojo again.
Yeah, that was definitely a good bounce back there from the Eagles. They started off the season with a win and then lost 2 straight to Smith College and to USM, a team that they beat a season ago. So coming into this one, I think some of it just revolves around just players getting hot from that three-point range. This Eagles team really has a game strategy out there. They have Bailey Donovan in the middle. She pretty much wins everything underneath the basket. And they got about 8 or 9 players who can shoot from pretty much anywhere. And if those players are shooting well, this is a dangerous Eagles team.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, Bates has been red hot recently, coming into this contest 5-0 and beating their opponents by at least 10 points or more, Avery. What's going to be the game plan going up against a team like Husson that has talent to spare?
Yeah, this is a Bates team that coming into the season, people didn't really know where they were going to be. They lost pretty much their all-time best player, no matter what year it is, in Megan Graff, who's Bates' all-time women's basketball leading scorer. So losing a player like that can really hurt a team. But coming into this season, they've looked really well despite missing her and have had a few players who have really stepped up their game.
For sure. We're going to swing it over to our PA announcer real quick, who's going to get us with the starting lineups and the national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And now, for your Husson University Eagles. At guard, a junior from Ventura, California, number 1, Sophia Torres-Reyes. At guard, a junior from Talent, Maine, number 4, Sophia McVicker. At guard, a junior from Bradley, Maine, number 22, Hannah Renters. At guard, a senior from Smyrna Mills, Maine, number 21, Michaela Porter. And center, a grad student from Island Falls, Maine, number 30, Bailey Donovan. The head coach for Husson University in her 33rd season is Sissy Walker. She is assisted by Randy Dodd, Lori Dodd, and Steve Wasikin.
And we are back, folks, here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Set for tip-off right underway. I'm Sam Miller alongside Avery Henningsen. And here we are with the starting lineups. First, for the Bobcats, we've got Davida Cabantu, we've got Morgan Kennedy, Allison Kennedy, Alexandra Long, and Elsa Delirio. And for the Eagles, we have Sophia Torres-Reyes, Sophia McVicker, Michaela Porter, Hannah Richards, and Bailey Donovan in the middle. This matchup between Delirio and Donovan is one to see. This is potentially going to be Bailey Donovan's biggest threat in the paint so far. Delirio with a lot of size herself and is coming into this game with 7 blocks. So we'll see how Donovan handles the pressure.
Yeah, in the past, Donovan's struggled sometimes. If there's another player that can really compete for her size, the D3 level, especially in Maine, there's not a lot of teams that have a player that can really match up to Donovan in the paint. You see a lot of kind of 5'10" forwards trying to cover her out there when really you need someone well over the 6-foot mark to even really compete with her inside.
Defense. The name of the game is going to be defense today, folks. For Bates in particular, they are outblocking their opponents 27-13 into the season and have almost 10 more steals per game. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. And here's the tip, and we are underway. A little fight for the ball, and Torres Reyes comes up with it. Here comes Richards. Reyes surveying the floor. Has Kennedy on her. Makes a move. Donovan with the screen. Here's Reyes to the basket. Donovan right there for the rebound. Puts it right back up. Missed the bunny. There's Porter right underneath. Guarded by Rebecca Bantu. Here goes McVicker. A sniper from outside. It's the match we were looking for. Donovan on Delirio. Here's Reyes made a move to the basket. Pulls it right back out. Here's McVicker. 3 in the shot clock. Makes a move. Sticks back for 3. No good. And the rebound for Alexandra Long.
Yeah, and those are the types of shots that when the Eagles are hitting those, they can be a dangerous team. They pass it all around you. Then all of a sudden, one of these guards hits those deep threes, and it starts getting out of hand really fast.
That was Richards airmailing that one. And here comes Cabantu. Torres Reyes gone her. Kennedy with a 3. Bounce right off the rim and hit the back side of the backboard, and here come the Eagles once again.
Yeah, the two Kennedy sisters, both of them out of Oklahoma City, have been strong this season for this Bates team. The Bates team doesn't really have a real true scorer out there this season. They don't have that player like they had a season ago. It's more they have multiple players who all average about 10 points per game, somewhere in that 8 to 10 points, and it's really worked well for them offensively.
Offensive rebounds have been the name of the game as Richards gets right to the paint and scores that one to start things off for the Eagles. Or Porter, excuse me. Now Cabantu. Headed up by Torres Reyes, gets it over the long. Over to Kennedy. Kennedy with the bust right there, and there's Donovan with the rebound. As Richards surveys the floor now. Vicker looks to get open, gets it over to her. Move on the defender, finds Donovan in the post. Donovan backing all the way down. And Avery, we're going to be seeing a lot of that in this game. That is where Bailey Donovan thrives.
Yeah, it looked like on that one, Donovan is kind of using her height to get over Delario on that one. Managed to get past her, just sort of pressure her right through the basket.
Active hands right there from McVicker, avoiding the mismatch with Delario. And one thing we're probably going to see a lot today, Avery, is that Bates is going to try to move Bailey Donovan out of the paint where she's a lot less comfortable and try to attack the basket from there. Obviously easier said than done, but we'll see how they do it. As Long makes a move. This is over to Kennedy. Kennedy makes a move on Richards. Delario on Donovan. And Torres Reyes comes out and knocks it away. Here goes McVicker. Looks for the move. Finds Torres Reyes. Makes a move off the Donovan screen. Pushes the paint, and what a block from Delario. And they get tied up, and there's the jump ball. And it's going to go to the Bobcats.
Yeah, Delario a season ago had 49 blocks, or 42 blocks that is, for this team. One of the top players in the NESCAC in blocks out there. Has been a very strong defender over her first 2 seasons here for this Bates team.
That makes block number 8 coming into this contest. As Cabantu tries to make a move over Donovan, makes the bunny. There is Porter with the rebound. Here goes McVicker. McVicker once again surveying the floor. Gets it over to Richards. Richards inside to Porter. Looked to get it right in the post on Cabantu, but threw a little bit too far over the head. And the Bates Bobcats will retain possession.
Yeah, Bates right now struggling to get stuff going offensively. The Eagles have looked good. They can't really drive in on Donovan. I think in this game as a whole, they're going to have to try to pull her out from underneath the basket and also capitalize when she's not on the floor.
On the top right there, there's Donovan with the rebound. Here goes McVicker. Husson really looking to push the tempo right now. He's trying to run up the floor. McVicker gets it over to Torres Reyes. Long on her. Makes a move by the three-point line. And sets something up. Calls over Donovan for the screen. Gets the screen. Uses it. Pulls up. And a little bit short. And here comes Cabantu with the rebound. Trying to push the pace once more. As McVicker right in front of her. Kennedy wide open for 3. No good. And Kennedy once again right there for the board. And Donovan securing that position and calming things down a little bit as the Eagles are running away with it once again. Here comes Richards. Makes a move on Kennedy. Kennedy to McVicker. McVicker No good. Off the back of the backboard and comes back to the Bobcats.
Yeah, neither team right now really getting it going from beyond the three-point arc. It seems that both of them have had some really open ones with a player not within 5 yards of them out there, but just haven't managed to capitalize.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that in that last game as well, where there were just so many good looks, but just could not get the ball to fall in. Looks like there was a lid on the rim. Nonetheless, those shots, as we learned last time, those shots will fall sooner than later. Checking in for the Bobcats now, we've got number 13, Sarah Hughes, alongside number 11, Maya Hicks. There's Kennedy. Florio checking in with Lengo. He was checking in Lengo on her. Makes a move and gets that over the top of Lengo. Bates going full court press right now. Goes towards Reyes. Gets it over to McVicker. McVicker surveying the defense again. Throws it up and gets the contact. The Eagles really pushing the pace right now, just trying to get to where they want to go in a hurry. And on that play, it seemed to work really well for them, Avery.
Yeah, they really brought that one up the floor well. And I think going back to the Bates possession as well, that's exactly what I mentioned about 5 minutes ago, that when Donovan's not on the floor, I think this Bates team can capitalize on the inside. They really have a height advantage at pretty much every level of the matchups out there on this Eagles team that's got a lot of quick guards, but not a whole lot of height.
Absolutely. Checking in for the Eagles as well, Jordan Lengel, the 6'1 center with plenty of size of her own, as well as Trinity Montigny and Lauren Cook, as McVicker gets those two to go. And the Eagles have an early 4-point lead. Here's Kennedy. Going to set something up. Gets the screen from Delario. That's a wide open three. Book it. Kennedy with the first three of the game for either team. And this is back to a 1-point game. Here goes Montigny, double teamed on the play and gets slapped around by, I believe that was Hughes on the play. It'll be her first foul of the game. And it seems like so far right now, Bates is up their pressure a little bit, just like we saw in that last game, and they're just really trying to give them no room to operate.
Yeah, these two teams are just playing pretty pressure defense on each other right now. It's a 6-5 score. 5 minutes in, hasn't been a whole lot of offense from either team.
Richards over to McVicker. Looking to make a move. Surveys the floor, dances around, gets the screen from Lengel. Drives to the paint, kicks it up to Richards. Richards makes a move on Hicks. Which Montigny. Montigny lets it fly. A little short. Hits the right side of the glass and rebounded by Long. He gets it over to Hicks. Hicks, a deadly shooter from outside. Coming in 45% from three this year. Longest to Delario. Lengel on her. Makes a move. Gets it back out to Hicks. Hicks will try. No good. That's her own miss, though. It's right back to Danielle Dow, is also just checked in. It's the screen from Delario. Gets it out to Kennedy. Kennedy lets it fly, and it's good. It's the second straight three on the second straight possession for the Bates, and they have taken the lead in this first quarter.
Yeah, this Bates team starting to get going a little bit. Couple plays in a row from deep. This position the Eagles haven't managed to capitalize in so far.
Lauren Cook connects from the corner, and here comes Dow. Dow with 4 Eagles in front of her, gets over to Delorio. Delorio, great hustle defense there from McVicker to get back. And Bates is just living on the boards as Alexandra Long was right place, right time there for the basket.
Right there, you can feel that lack of Bailey Donovan out there. Those were a couple straight rebounds that I think she would have got quite easily, but instead this Bates team just answering.
As Richards hits that one to keep this game to 1 point as well. Looks like a timeout for Bates, and we'll take one too. You are listening to Sam Miller and A.B. Henderson on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back between this contest between the Bobcats of Bates College and the Eagles of Husson University. Once again, I am Sam Miller, joined alongside Avery Henningsen. And we have seen a lot of fast-paced tempo. We've seen a lot of threes going up, a lot of rebounding, a lot of stellar defense. So we're in for a treat tonight, folks. Morgan Kennedy over to Dow, and Cook with the quick hands gets it away. 3-on-2, Cook. Let's take the bump, and it's offensive foul on Cook. That was great position right there from Maya Hicks to step right outside the restricted area and draw the foul on Cook there and get possession back for her team.
Yeah, that was a great job defensively there from Bates to take the charge. Lauren Cook, a player, came to the Eagles last season, transferred from one of their big rivals in Maine Maritime, has looked very good on the outside. Another one of those complimentary guards for this Eagles squad.
Substitution for Bates, we have Danielle Adams coming in for Elsa DeLorio as Hicks lets it fly, front rims it, and the rebound to McVicker. It's all the way up for Montigny. Montigny losing control of the ball, picked up by Long, and here comes Morgan Kennedy once again. She was looking for Adams right there, but got it out to Sophie Spolter, who just checked into the game. And it'll be Bates ball outside possession.
Here it looks like the Eagles trying to flip the script a little bit on Bates. Now they have their two bigs out there here out on the floor, maybe trying to get some stuff started inside.
And Adams lets it fly over Donovan. No hesitation there, but no good. And here comes Richards once again. And to your point, Avery, this double big lineup with Lengel and Donovan out there might cause a bit of matchup issues on offense, but we'll see how it is on defense. As Donovan has it outside the perimeter. Gets it over to Richards. Richards uses the screen from Lengel. Rolls off. There's Montigny. He's looking for Donovan. Gets it right inside. Donovan backs it down. Goes right up. No good. And rebound for Hicks, but she stepped out of bounds. It's going to stay Eagles ball.
Yeah, and that was still good defense there from Bates. Donovan, a hard player to stop when she's trying to back you down out there. Managed to get her to miss the shot. Obviously a little bit unlucky. I think it bopped right up into their hands and the foot was out of bounds. The Eagles stay with possession. Only 2 seconds on the clock, though.
Yeah, credit to Danielle Adams, who has the tough task of trying to slow down Donovan, as he does right there, causing the shot clock violation and getting possession back to her team.
Yeah, that seemed like a little miscommunication there from the Eagles. They didn't really even try to get a shot off on that one.
Must have been a lack of awareness right there. Saw there was little to no time on the shot clock. As Spolter tries to get it over Donovan, no good, rebound to Lengo, and here comes Montigny. Montigny surveying the floor, gets it over to Richards. Looked like she wanted the shot right there, but pulled back last minute. Inside to Lengel. Lengel makes a move, but a travel. Very close to what could have been a charge violation, but turns out she missed out on the foul call with a travel call instead. As Davina Kabantu has checked back into the game for the Bobcats. Here she comes with the ball. Got it by McVicker. Over to Morgan Kennedy. Danielle Adams lets it fly. No good, and Donovan with the rebound. Here comes Montigny. Montigny to McVicker. McVicker pushing it up the floor. Kennedy on her. Tries to make a move. Gets it inside to Montigny. No good. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball. Good effort right there from both Maya Hicks and Jordan Lengel to go after that loose ball. And the possession is going to stay right here with the Eagles.
Yeah, and McVicker this season has really stepped up for the Eagles, getting the most playing time of her career. A junior now for Husson, averaging about 33 minutes per game, which is a lot out there. Pretty much plays the entirety of the game. A season ago, only averaging about 15 minutes per game. That one making the tough rebound.
Yeah, she's coming in with 131 minutes on the year this year so far. And that, as you said, Avery, she has definitely stepped up her game, and the Eagles have benefited from it big time. You saw that big play right there with the rebound, coming in with about just under 5 rebounds per game this year, despite only being 5'6". So she is definitely a very scrappy and very solid competitor. As Richards is at the line, knocks that one down. Richards coming in, I believe a very stellar free throw shooter this year. I think it's 2 to go. Sophia Torres-Reyes back into the game for the Eagles. And for the Bobcats, looks like we have number 20, Ava James, checking in for Maya Hicks.
Yeah, and Torres-Reyes been another good addition for this Eagles squad, a junior transfer out of Ventura, California. He's come in, has made a big impact already, started all 5 games for the Eagles so far, and is a scrappy defender and a good shooter out there for Husson.
David James over to Adams. Adams poked away from McVicker, and McVicker comes out with the ball. Looking to push the tempo. Here she comes with Kabentu on her. Looks to make a move to the basket. Goes right, floats it up. No good. And fight for the rebound comes up in Morgan Kennedy's hands. And we're going to jump ball, looks like, and I think it's going to be going the other way this time. Possession to the Bobcats. A lot of high-flying action we're seeing right now, Avery. A lot of hustle plays, a lot of loose balls. It's really wonderful to see if you're a fan of basketball.
Yeah, it's really been just a defensive matchup so far in this one, Sam. We're under the final minute here of this first quarter, and it's only 11-10 out there. Both these teams playing good defense.
And James for 3 off the pass from Delario. She was wide open after I believe it was Torres Reyes came over to help out on Delario. And James just lets it fly with no hesitation as the Bobcats get the ball back. Possible 2-for-1 opportunity right here. Here's Morgan Kennedy. Torres Reyes on her. Sent to Delario. Donovan on her. Back out. Looks like they're going to hold for what could be their last shot of the quarter right now. Here's Kennedy. Being pressured by Torres Reyes. Trying to really get into it now. Here's Long for 3. And no good. Here's the top of the backboard with just under 5 seconds to spare. Let's see what the Eagles can draw up here to try to get this last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, and the last thing you want to do here is potentially give one away, give Bates one final chance. The Eagles are just going to try to dribble this one out, throw something up right at the end.
And McVicker no good on that last play. And we have a tight contest right here. The Bobcats holding an early 2-point lead in this first quarter. Don't go away. We'll be right back on Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network with what has been a very tight contest so far in that first quarter of play. As the second quarter is about to get underway. Once again, I am Sam Miller alongside Avery Henningsen. Avery, if you're the Eagles right now and you're in this position where you're down by 2, you're playing a scrappy game, what do you think the game plan is for head coach Kissy Walker going into this rest of this game?
I think the Eagles have looked strong. Donovan's definitely gotten shut down a little bit here. And the Eagles haven't managed to have as much success as they would like from outside the three-point arc. I think if there's a lot of attention on Donovan, it allows those players to get a little more open.
That was Porter on the jump shot right there. As that was Morgan Kennedy letting it fly once again. And we are back to a tie ball. And the Bobcats are down by 3, and here comes Torres Reyes. Hounded by Kimbanu. We see move on her. This defender miss. The move from I believe that was Macy Beals who just checked into the game for the first time. They're going to sweep move to the basket and get it right there. Here's Morgan Kennedy, screen by Delario. Gets it over to James. James, Torres Reyes on her. Long in the corner. Makes a move to the basket. Gets it over to Delario. What a nice pass. Shovels it right inside for Delario. And gives the Bobcats a 3-point lead.
Yeah, and that's some of her first points of the game. I think it's hard for her. This is going to be a game where she's really going to be asked to just play defense on Donovan and just kind of struggle to not allow her to score out there.
Yeah, covering Donovan is, of course, easier said than done. Broke the 1,000 rebounds not too long ago. She gets the basket right there. She's got a single game record with 25 rebounds in a game. That is absolutely ridiculous. And, of course, for any player, slowing down someone like Donovan is going to be a tough task. There's Kennedy on the play. Right over Donovan, and Donovan with a foul right there on Kennedy. Kennedy with a nice move to the basket right there, attacking Donovan, which is something that not a lot of defenders do. Right there worked out well for her.
Yeah, Donovan, the reigning North Atlantic Conference Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. You don't often see a single player get both of those awards in just one season. But Donovan played really great last season and has looked good in this one. But I think that's how teams can kind of exploit her a little bit, is when you drive in, force her to foul, and then all of a sudden she starts getting up into foul trouble, and then you can force her out of games and try to capitalize on the Eagles without their best player on the court.
Donovan, the impact she has on the Eagles is nothing short of spectacular. So as hard as it might be, getting her involved in the action is definitely, it could be a point of emphasis to any team going forward. As McVicker with James on her, makes a move on a Donovan screen, picked up by Hicks. Porter in the corner, picked up by Kennedy, backs her all the way down, makes a move, throws it up, and airmails that one. And tried to follow her own miss, but great awareness right there from Davida Kabantu to box her out and let the ball go out of bounds, as the Bobcats will get possession once again. And here comes Morgan Kennedy, picked up by Torres Reyes. Hicks with Beals on her. Back to Kennedy, poked away by Torres Reyes, and it's going to stay Bobcats ball. The Bobcats have really picked up their defensive intensity. It seems like really from the get-go, their defense has been nothing short but just very tenacious. But it seems like in this second quarter, started out with the 3 minutes we played, they played really well. There's James with Porter on her. Delorio with Donovan once again. Out to Hicks, back to Delorio. Bantu, McVicker on her, makes a move to the basket. Lefty layup, and it's short. Front rims that one, and that rebound to Donovan. Up to Porter. Porter, one woman to beat. It's over. Nice pass to Sophia McVicker. Gets it right over the head of the base defender and gets the basket for her team. As Kabantu drives to the basket. James for three, wide open. No good. And Donovan hustles for the rebound. Shifty pass to save the ball. Up to Torres Reyes. And stolen away from James. Boy, what a wild sequence we just witnessed, Avery. Just bodies flying everywhere. The ball is going left and right. It's just been going crazy right now.
Yeah, a couple nice plays there by both teams. I think this Bates team is starting to identify that if they can get Donovan out from underneath the basket and get her kind of pulled out a little bit, that's where they can really capitalize underneath the basket. And it's really the only way they're going to be able to score on this Eagles team with Donovan on the court. At least underneath the basket, obviously, they can try to hit those wing shots, but it's difficult to go up through the middle.
Right on cue, we have Jordan Lego checking in for Bailey Donovan, as well as Roxanne Sasse checking in for the first time in this contest. Here's Kabantu, makes a move on McVicker. Fancy footwork right there, gets the contact and throws it up for the foul. Kabantu coming into this game, only very balanced player, 5.4 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals as well. A very underrated tool for a guard. Coming in shooting 50% at the line, she's definitely a very big point of emphasis for this Bates Bobcats team, Avery.
Yeah, one of the senior captains and leaders on the court as well. Definitely one of those players that the stats don't jump off the page, but it's kind of that kind of locker room presence as well as floor management as well.
And looks like we got an in-lane violation on the free throw there. So that second free throw will not count, and Husson is down by 2 in the second quarter. Bates go full court press, double team on Reyes. Looks to make a move. Sasse back over to Reyes. Torres Reyes looking to just set some offense here. Sasse picked up by, I believe it's Hicks. McVicker makes a move to the basket, and it's going to go out of bounds and go back to the Bobcats. Both of these teams really flying around and showing off their tenacious defense and their athletic prowess right here as Long gets the ball over to Kabantu. McVicker on her. Just a screen from Delorio. Backs right out. Back over to Hicks. Hicks, wide open three. Backroom's that one. Gets her own miss. Floats right up and right back in. Hicks at the right place at the right time right there to come back and get her own miss.
Yeah, that was an unlucky bounce for the Eagles. It was a missed three-pointer, bounced straight back out to her, though. I think everybody can congealed around the basket to get the kind of normal rebound, but that one bounced way out to the three-point line.
Eagles lost the ball on that last play as Hicks once again lets it fly. No good, and Delorio trying to go over the back of Lengor there. Good position right there from Lengel to halt the rebound from Delorio. It's going to go back to the Eagles. Very interesting lineup we have right now for the Eagles with McVicker, Torres, Reyes, Beal, Sasse, and Lengel out there all at once. Very interesting lineup we got right here, but Kissy Walker knows what she's doing as Lengel makes a move into the basket. I believe Daniel Adams got a piece of that. And here comes Long. Gets the move on Reyes. There's Allison Kennedy. Gets it over to Adams. Back out to Hicks and inside to Kembentu. Kembentu wants that matchup with McVicker. Throws it up, and it's no good. A rebound from McVicker.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Sam, different lineup. I think at this point in the season, it's early on the year. The Eagles have a very, very deep bench, and they can bring out different combinations out there. This is a non-conference matchup. Doesn't really matter so much. Obviously, the Eagles would love to win this one, but it's not a matchup that matters in terms of conference standings at all. That's really going to come into play later on in the season. But the Eagles right now trying to get some more players, more minutes, try out different groups of players out there and try to find that one that really works for them.
If anybody knows better than that, it is for sure Kissy Walker. In her 34th year as Husson women's head coach, the winningest and longest tenured coach in Husson athletics history, 12 conference championships, and has been inducted into the Husson, Maine, and New York Basketball Hall of Fame. Kissy Walker, thank you for all you're done. As Montigny lets it fly. No good. Linger with the rebound, though. Makes a move, but it's right up the side of the backboard and into the hands of Adams. And here come the Bobcats once again. Here's Hicks with McVicker on her. Gets it over to Kennedy. Adams with Lengel pressuring very hard in the paint. Backs her all the way down with a left-handed layup, and it's good. Great move right there from Danielle Adams, just playing old school basketball, backing her opponent down. As Richards tries to get it into Lengel, couldn't hold on to it, and the Bobcats will maintain possession once again.
And we've seen that a lot from the Eagles. Once they get down here, if they try to start moving too fast, this Bobcats team is very good at just kind of stepping in, forcing that missed pass, clogging those passing lanes, not allowing anything clean through.
Sophie Spolter checking in once again for the Bobcats, alongside the Kennedy sisters, Alexandra Long and Danielle Dowse for the Bobcats. As Long makes a move, gets it right back out to Morgan Kennedy, and it's no good. And the rebound to McVicker, who has been active on the boards today. Looking to push the tempo once again. Finds Richards. Richards inside the Lengel. Back to Montigny. Montigny makes a move, and it's blocked by Danielle Adams. Great defensive awareness right there from Adams to read the play very well and spike that ball out of bounds.
Now that was a good step there on defense as this Bates team continues to just kind of smother the Eagles, not allow them to get anything going out there.
Checking in for the game for the Eagles is number 31, Callaway LePage. Freshman from Skowhegan. Getting some action right now is Donovan. What a pass to McVicker, and McVicker with a nice left-handed layup. Bringing this lead back down to 4 points.
Yeah, that was some good passing there from Donovan. All eyes are usually on her on those type of plays. She can find those guards and they make those shots. It's a dangerous group out there.
Donovan with about 2 assists per game. This goes to show that while she is very dominant in the paint, her skill level is, and her skill set is definitely lays far above that. As here comes Montigny with the ball. Makes a move to the paint. Goes with the layup, and it's good. Montigny with a great drive to the basket, and the Eagles are now down by 2. Here comes Bates, looking to push the pace. Here's Long, pushing the paint. Outside to Kennedy. Kennedy for 3. No good. A little fight for the rebound between Delorio and Donovan, and it's going to stay Bates' ball. Oh, excuse me. Looks like it's going to go to. Looks like our referees are going to discuss which way the ball is going.
Yeah, I saw the same thing as you. It looked like both refs pointed different ways. Looks like they're going to reset this one as the head ref from the side comes in to clean this one up.
And it's going to stay with Bates. Here's Delorio. Out to Kennedy. Over to Long. Delorio once again. Good awareness from McVicker to pick off that play. Here come the Eagles pushing the tempo once again. Vicker surveying the floor. Gets it over to Richards. Richards finds Donovan in the paint. Donovan makes a move. Passes right out. Montigny for three. Front rims that one. And what a box out from Long. And looks like they're going to get that foul right there. That's going to go on McVicker.
A good defense there from Bates. Excellent box out, like you said, to win that rebound and then force the foul as well.
In basketball, a lot of people just like to assume that it's just a game that's just turned into a bunch of people chucking up threes and stuff like that. So it's really nice to see when you see old school plays like boxing out, pivot feet, and all that good stuff when it comes to basketball. It's definitely a sight to see. As Michaela Porter checks back in for McVicker. And you talked about it earlier, Avery, how these lineups, I believe Kissy Walker just trying to feel things out a little bit, as this lineup of Callaway, Donovan, Porter, Richards, and Montigny is all on the floor together at the same time, which I don't believe has happened yet so far this season. As Long goes to the basket and is fouled by Donovan. Looks like Donovan got a bit of a piece of that, but looks like she got some contact as well. Nonetheless, it'll be Alexandra Long at the line for the Bobcats.
And Donovan up to 2 fouls now. That'll be something to watch out for as this game goes on. The Eagles starting to fight back a little bit. It got down a little by probably 5 or 6. As Bates looking to bring it back up to that number, I think.
Long misses that one, and it's rebounded by Donovan. And the Eagles once again trying to push the tempo and play a little bit fast. Here's Richards with the ball. Out to Montigny. Long on her. Long with some tenacious defense. Montigny made some move to the basket. Gets it out to Callaway. Kennedy on her. Over to Richards. Inside to Donovan. And they're going to get the foul call into Laurie right there. That's what we talked about during this game, Avery. It's going to be very hard when Donovan gets that perfect position in the paint. Stopping her becomes close to impossible down there.
And Delorio, another player to watch out for with foul trouble. I think that's her first, potentially her second one of the game so far. She's someone that if this team were to lose, if Bates were to lose her in this one, Donovan all of a sudden I think could explode offensively out there.
Kabantu back into the game for Bates, as well as Elizabeth Weeman checking in for the Eagles for her first minutes. Here's Richards guarded by Kennedy. Montigny with Long on her. Weeman looks to make a move in the post. Gets it over to Porter. Porter over to LePage. Weeman to the foul line, and she took one too many steps right there. Got the ball, walked it a little bit, and here come the Bobcats once again. As time is winding down in this second quarter, let's see what the Bobcats have in store on offense. Kabantu, guarded by Richards. Over to Montigny, and Kabantu with a great drive to the basket. Looked like she went through 3 Eagles defenders right there. It's extended that lead to 4 for the Bobcats. As there's a little scrum for the ball right here. Kabantu got back once again. Got a hand on that play right there and broke everything up. And I believe it's going to go to the Bobcats once again. As Long looks for a side out. Here's Kabantu. Right by Montigny. Long thought about it. Makes a move to the left side. It's over to Adams. To Morgan Kennedy. Back to Long. With Richards on her. Kennedy with a move in the corner. Goes to the basket. Gets back out. Ava James. James for 3. No good. Back rims that one with Adams with the rebound. A fight for between her and Montigny. And it's going to go to the Eagles. We've seen a lot of that today, Avery. Just a lot of just stellar hustle plays. And just these teams just really show that they want this game more than anything. They really love to win.
Yeah, both the teams have been playing well defensively, I think. I think Bates probably winning that battle a little bit, obviously, with the lead here. About to head into halftime. The Eagles trying to get something going with no time left in this one.
Porter off the miss, and there's Kabantu with a nice move, and Porter sends that one away. Kabantu with a spectacular move into the paint. And Michaela Porter, like LeBron James, comes out of nowhere and swats that with no regard for human life. What a play on defense.
That was a great one by Porter on the fast break. Cabana trying to cut that one back, but couldn't quite manage to get something around the corner.
Here's Adams, foul line J. It's good. Daniel Adams puts himself on the board. And extends this Bates lead to 6. As the Bobcats bring the pressure, here comes Richards. Richards gets it over to Montigny. Montigny looks to make a move to the basket. Stopped by Kennedy. Here's Porter once again. Hits the side of the backboard. And one more scrum for the ball, and it looks like they're going to get Porter with a foul as Kennedy got the perfect positioning right there to get that rebound. And the Bobcats will have a chance for one more shot in this first half.
And I think Kennedy here trying to bring this one a little bit further out of grasp for this Eagles team. I think Bates would love to take this into halftime with a sizable lead, or is as sizable. I think this is about as big of a lead as they've gotten for the entirety of this first half.
Smart's largest lead of the game for the Bobcats. As Weeman lets it fly. Airmails that one. Montigny and Porter there to try to save it, but once again, good awareness right there from Kabantu to halt that play and potentially get one big wild heave of a shot right here. Kennedy lets it go, and it's no good. So the Bates Bobcats with an 8-point lead coming into this second half. Avery, what are some good things that we saw from both teams in that first half of play?
Well, for Bates, what they did is they came in and they really shut down Bailey Donovan offensively. She only had 4 points in that first half so far on the season. She's been averaging about 18 and a half, almost 9 points. So to come in and just shut her down is a huge step in the right direction for Bates. They look good defensively. I think if they could get a few more shots open on this Eagles squad, they could try to open this one up. And for the Eagles, they've done well at trying to open up this Bates team, but there's just really good defenders down there on the court, and they're making it hard for the Eagles to really get much of anything going.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Bile. All right, we will be right back for the second half action in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'm Sam Miller alongside Avery Henderson, and you're watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back for second half action on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, where the Bates Bobcats hold a 9-point lead over your Husson University Eagles. Going into the second half, once again, I am Sam Miller, joined alongside Avery Henningsen. Avery, let's read off some stats that we got from our lovely crew downstairs. So, the things that stand out to me is Bates has 10 second chance points as opposed to Husson's 6. Husson's dominating the paint as we figured, 14 points to their 12. But again, the key to Bates has been their bench. 9 points off the bench compared to Husson's 4. And in terms of three-point shooting, both teams struggling mightily. Bates 3 for 10 in that first half. Husson 1 for 7 in that first half. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams play out going forward. And what do you think the keys are for Husson to get back into this game and for Bates to close this thing out?
I think for the Eagles, they need to activate Bailey Donovan a little bit. Obviously, that's easier said than done against a very strong Bates defense. But in this one, we mentioned it right before going into halftime. Donovan only at 4 points right now, lowest of the season for her. I think if they can get her going a little bit inside, maybe get up to double digits at least, it will help everybody else out on the team.
Here's Kabantu making a move on Donovan. Right into the hands of Richards. Kabantu pressuring right there. Doesn't get to McVicker. Hand on that. McVicker controls it. Here come the Eagles. Looking for Donovan in the corner. There's Porter. Gets to Donovan in the paint. Makes a move inside. Right-hand layup, and that's her bread and butter right there, Avery. When she gets that position, she is very hard to stop inside.
Yeah, and you saw on that one, Valerio did pretty much everything in her power legally to stop that shot from going in, and it didn't really matter. Donovan, just the pure power, goes right to the basket and nets it home.
Here's Morton Kennedy over to Kabantu. Hounded by Torres Reyes. Has to make a move over to Delorio. Long. Back to Kennedy. Back to Long for 3 again. Book it. Long once again. She's hit a couple three-pointers in this game and extends the lead to 10 for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Long, an excellent player for this Bates team. Looked good in all our seasons here. It's around 30% from three-point range and has hit a couple good ones in this game.
Donovan once again making a move to the right side of the basket, and a late call on Delorio there. But nonetheless, that's going to result in 2. The big number 30 down in the paint. Donovan coming into this game as a 77% free throw shooter. Definitely gets a lot of attempts at the line due to her physical style of play, Avery.
Yeah, she's a player who, over her 4 seasons with the Eagles, has improved that free throw percent shooting every year she's been with the Eagles. Has gotten better at shooting. Spends a lot of time in the gym outside of the season, outside of practice, and it's really helped hone some of those skills.
Second free throw there is good. We're back to 9. Here's Long. Makes a move on Porter. Gets it out to Kabantu. Out to Kennedy. Richards hounding her. Morgan Kennedy with a nice little Euro step into the lane with the left hand is good. What a nice little move right there from Kennedy to get onto the board. And Bates with their largest lead of the game as is up to 11 points now.
Yeah, Morgan Kennedy's really been probably the strongest offensive option so far in this game. I believe over double-digit points now for her against the Eagles.
Here comes Kabantu. Out of McVicker, 2 very physical players right here. Love to get scrappy. Here's Long. Guarded by Torres Reyes. Kennedy back to Long. Torres Reyes hounding her. And she's going to get called for the foul right there. Looks like a little push on Alexandra Long. Torres Reyes, a player, Avery, who likes to get very involved and a very good two-way player. Does just as much offensively as she does defensively.
Yeah, she's looked good out there for the Eagles this game and on the season as a whole. Has really helped them out, I think, offensively for them this whole season.
Morgan got it to her sister. And no good on that three-pointer right there as Kabantu makes a move to the basket with a nice little Euro step into the lane. Got it over Donovan, but no good. Here come the Eagles now. Torres Reyes. Becoming the floor general for this Eagles offense. Trying to set something up for her team. Makes a move to the right side. Long guarding her. McVicker cuts to the paint. Looks for her inside. Here comes Porter. Back out to Reyes. Torres Reyes out to the corner to Porter. One more to Richards. Back to Torres Reyes. Steps back. Takes a 3. No good. Just right off the left side of the rim and the rebound to Delorio. Excellent boxing out technique right there to get Donovan off the boards. Here's Kabantu. It's a stellar move to the basket. Missed the bunny right there. Donovan with the rebound once again. And here comes Richards. Running the floor right now. Mortar on her right. Here's Richards. Then Morgan Kennedy. Torres Reyes. Long once again with the coverage. Torres Reyes gets to the basket. And once again, good defense right there from Delorio and Combantu to keep Donovan off those boards. It's really been helping them out today. As Long makes a move on Torres Reyes, and it's no good. It's all the way up to Porter. And here comes Bates once again.
What Bates is doing right now on Donovan is working really well. They have a player who's just kind of jamming her, not allowing her to go forward. Then you have the taller Delario come in and get that rebound over her. It's forcing Donovan to have to try to fight through two players instead of just one.
As Kennedy with a great block right there to McVicker. Looks like she had a nice move to the basket, but great defensive awareness right there to cut that play short. And a smattering of substitutions for both teams here. Looks like Lenkel, Cook, and Montigny are into the game for the Eagles, along with Carly Price, the senior from Tampa, Florida. And for the Bobcats, we have Ava James. We have, I believe that's Sarah Hughes, as well as Maya Hicks into the game as well. Both coaches going deep into their benches in this third quarter. And we'll see how it plays out here. Husson out of bounds right here. Looking for Donovan once again. And 5-second violation right there. Good defensive presence right there from the Bates team as they force the possession to go back their way, Avery.
Yeah, and this is the first time in the game so far that Bates hasn't had Delario out there on the floor while Donovan's out there. We'll see if that plays a factor here in this next couple minutes while Donovan's out on the floor.
Danielle Adams in for Deloria right now. She's been doing an excellent job on staying in the paint and holding her ground against Donovan, who has had a quiet but impactful game so far for the Eagles. As Lengo gets it inside, makes a move on Hughes, gets it right up and over and in. Classic move right there from Lengo just to play some good old-fashioned bully ball and gets it right over the head of Hughes. So here comes Kennedy, guarded by Montigny. And runs right into a brick wall that is Bailey Donovan. She was looking for the foul right there, but Donovan unfazed as the ball will remain with the Bobcats. Looking for something here on the side out. Here's Hughes. Hughes with a pull-up jump shot. Left a little bit short. And Hughes gets her own miss right over the hands of Donovan, and no good. Donovan with the rebound. That was good effort right there from Hughes to get her own miss. But Donovan with the rebound and the presence on defense there once again.
Yeah, we mentioned that Donovan hasn't helped out as much as you would expect on the offensive side of things. But on that rebounding and defensive department, she's been her same old self.
As Donovan, right on cue, sets a wonderful screen for Trinity Montigny, gets right to the basket and makes a power move to the basket and brings her team back within single digits. Donovan's impact for this Eagles team over the course of her years here at Husson Avery is nothing to scoff at. She has done pretty much everything you could do for a basketball player here at Husson University.
Yeah, Donovan's definitely written her name in the Eagles' histories books. I think there's a few other players up there as well. But at least in the rebounding department, the all-time leader now for the Eagles. We've passed the previous leader a couple games ago now. And then in points, I think she's about 500 off, which would be a very tall task of reaching that number one spot. But still, is probably going to put herself inside of the top three all-time for the Eagles.
Morgan Kennedy on that last play just drew a little miscue by the Eagles defense, and she was able to get herself a wide open layup. And here's Donovan once again, double teamed by the Bobcats. Puts it right up, gets her own miss. It's a power move once again, blocked by Danielle Adams, but a foul. Adams not a big fan of the call right there, but nonetheless, the referee assumed that it was her, got her number, and Donovan once again back to the line to decrease this Husson Eagles deficit once more.
And you can see right now, no Delario in the game. The Eagles are just feeding it to Donovan inside. This Bates team is just trying all they can to really stop her. Delario coming back up to the line here is going to come back out on the floor. Probably going to be a big substitution for this team, I think.
Yeah, right on cue. It's like you said, Delario is really some of their only size on this team, standing at 6'3". Really the only player height-wise that can really guard Donovan one-on-one. But as we've seen so far, that hasn't stopped the Bobcats from holding her to a pretty quiet night. But as we know with all good players, it can only happen for so long, and Donovan has definitely left a stamp on this game. Delorio gets out to James. James to Hicks. Hicks lets it fly. Bingo! Hicks with a wide open three once again. Has hit a couple of those in this game, and the Bays Bobcats lead is back to 10.
Yeah, Donovan's just too good of a player that if you allow her to be wide open, not even wide open, but if you cover her with a player who's, I think, under 6 foot would probably be that cutoff mark, it's just a little too easy for her to just drive to the basket, use her size, not allow people to really even attempt to cover her. I think really the only way you can stop her is with a player of Delario's size out there.
As James misses the three, but Kennedy right there once again to clean up the miss. And here she is with Lengo on her, giving her a little bit of space. Looks to make a move, gets a screen from Delorio. Donovan steps up and a foul. Looks like Donovan saw the switch was coming and decided to step up a little bit too early, and as a result, got Morgan Kennedy right on the arm there. It'll be a side out for the Bobcats.
Yeah, and I think that right there was just a heads-up play from Morgan Kennedy, the captain senior. She drove right into Donovan's outstretched arm, forced that foul. I think this Bates team trying to get Donovan into foul trouble, take her off the floor a little bit.
Yeah, her impact on this for this Bobcats team has been nothing short but impactful. 10 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, shooting 40% from the field, 88% from the free throw line. She does it all for this Bates team and much more. As here's Montigny. Makes a move to the basket, righty layup, and gets hammered by, I believe it was Ava James right there. Made a fantastic move to the basket, split about 4 defenders there to get right to the hoop, and she'll shoot 2 free throws right here.
And Bailey Donovan has reached her kind of game double-double that she seems to find every time this Eagles squad has reached, as goes out there on the floor up to 11 points.
And we got a
go
timeout.
along with 15 rebounds.
And we're going to timeout here for the Eagles. We'll take a quick one, too. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, where the Bobcats hold a 10-point lead over the Husson University Eagles. Once again, I am Sam Miller, joined alongside by Avery Henningsen. And here we are with Trinity Montigny at the line, shooting 2. This is that one right there. Trinity Montigny, a very stellar shooter for this Eagles team. 35% from the floor, 30% from the three-point line. She has definitely pulled her weight in terms of the scoring aspect for the Eagles this year. As Hughes starts out with the ball, covered by Cook, now on to Price. James covered by Price once again. Screen from Delorio. Gets it over to Long. Hounded by Lacey Scanlon, who's checked into the game. Over to Hicks. Back into Delorio. Out to Long. Hughes once more. Hicks lets it fly. No good. Beautiful box there from Montigny to get that rebound. And here come the Eagles on the fast break once again. One woman to beat. There's Montigny. A little high on the shot. Here comes Hughes. Hughes, it's a 2-on-2. Splits the paint, gets right in, and one! Sarah Hughes with a beautiful move to the basket and extends this lead back to 11 for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Hughes has been a big contributor so far in this one for this Bates Bobcats team. He's kind of done it a little bit quietly, but has definitely made her impact felt out there.
Layla Martinez checking into the game for the first time, the sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland. As Hughes extends the lead up to 12 now for the Bobcats. This ties their largest lead of the game, and here comes Bates with the pressure. As there was a little bit of a miscue with the game clock there. The ref immediately called it out and blew his whistle. Good heads-up awareness from our referees.
Yeah, I think it just didn't get stopped there on that outbound. Right now, looking down through the stats, it's Morgan Kennedy who's leading the way for this Bates team, up to 17.6 rebounds. Has been strong offensively, played a good chunk of the game as well.
Absolutely. Bailey Donovan, the leading scorer for Husson with 11 points right now. Definitely pulling her weight once again. And once again, here the Bobcats bringing the pressure. Here's Montigny trying to get trapped. Price with the ball, picked up by Long. Trying to make a move across half court. Bates screaming for a 5-second call, but it looks like the Eagles avoided it just in time. Here's Montigny, makes a move on Hicks. Tries to get into the corner for Scanlon, and it will go back to the Bobcats. Boy, it looks like the Bobcats have really upped the pressure when it comes to their defense. They've been playing stellar all day, but out of nowhere, we've seen them try to trap at that full court press. And it seemed to work wonders for them out of that last play, Avery.
Yeah, they have a way to just kind of turn it on, it seems. It seems they're doing it more with Bailey Donovan not on the floor. Probably a smart strategy. You want players back when she's out there. But without her out there, this team really playing a full court press on this Eagles squad.
As Price got shoved by Hughes there, it'll be side of the bounds for the Eagles. On that last possession for the Bobcats, that was Delorio once again getting the basket. And she's able to do that. When you take Bailey Donovan out of the game, it definitely shows. While the Husson is still relatively well-sized without her, it definitely leaves a pretty big gap in that paint when she's on the bench. Price at the line for one more. Misses them both, and here comes James for the rebound. Gets it over to Delorio, trying to settle things down. Here's Hughes. Hughes picked up full court by Martinez. Trying to make a move on her. Delorio, top of the key. Back to Hicks. Sets a screen on Montigny. Delorio once again. Lengo on her. Here's James. Gets a screen from Delorio. Over to Long. Long over Martinez. Hicks once again lets it fly. Back rims that one. And the big board from Lacey Scanlon. Gets it over to Martinez. Getting hounded by Hicks right there. Price. Over to Montigny. Trying to make something work with this offense right here. Scanlon, guarded by Long. Over to Montigny. Montigny wide open for three. Right, rolls around the rim, man out, and the rebound to Hicks.
Yeah, that one was halfway down the bucket. Montigny, though, making the big defensive grab on the other end.
Montigny with a big drive right there. Throws it up, and it's fouled once again by Maya Hicks.
Yeah, that's just kind of a little bit of an unlucky sequence there from Montigny. Did a perfectly good shot. It just kind of took a weird bounce out of the basket. And on that one, good drive in towards the basket. Tried to toss something up, but kind of got hacked on the way up.
Kabantu, and I believe it is Adams back into the game for Delorio and Hughes, as Montigny misses that first one. Montigny Avery seems like she's been making a lot of plays where she's going to the basket, shooting from outside, making steals. She's definitely had a good impact in this game so far.
And Montigny's been a strong contributor for this Eagles team for a couple years now. Another one of those players that the stats don't always jump off the page. She makes a lot of plays like that one. Obviously, I think overshadowed by the foul, but was able to grab that ball right away.
So we got a kick ball violation on that play, which results in a Bates out of bounds. And looks like Sophia McVicker back into the game for the aforementioned Montigny. Here come the Bobcats with a play. Hicks looking for somebody side out. Here's James. James lets it fly. Bingo! James once again from downtown hits another one. I believe that's her third of the game. And the Eagles and the Bobcats are just running away with it in this third quarter. As Price lets it fly. Tries to answer, no good. And Kabantu with a big rebound. Looks to push the base. That's Woman and Hicks. Drives to the paint. Right over Scanlon. Low good. Rebound to Lengel. All right, Scanlon looking to slow things down. Here comes McVicker. Looking to possibly go 2 for 1 here. Here's Martinez. Over to Price. Price lets it fly. No good. Lengel with the rebound. Makes the defender miss. Up and in. Good awareness right there from Lengel to make a defender miss. And the Eagles have cut this lead down just a bit with 10 seconds left to spare. Here's James. Over to Adams. Scanlon with the steal. Over to McVicker. 3 seconds left. McVicker. With James in front of her. Just tees that one up, and it's no good. And the Eagles now trailing by 14 as we head into the fourth quarter. Avery, we've seen a lot of just heads-up plays from both of these teams. What really went well for Bates in that third quarter?
Well, really in that first half, they shot well, but they didn't shoot great. And now all of a sudden in this second half, they've started to be able to shoot a lot better out there and have done well at getting those open shooting opportunities. And they've been making them, and all of a sudden, the score's gotten a little bit more lopsided than it was.
Yeah, both these teams playing stellar right now, but don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action. You're watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back with our final quarter of play here in this game between the Bobcats of Bates College and the Eagles of Husson University. I'm Sam Miller once again alongside Avery Henningsen. And the Eagles got off to a bit of a slump in that third quarter, just could not really seem to shake off the cobwebs as Donovan makes a move right inside, once again over Delorio, and starts this Eagles team off right. As Hughes back into the game now, guarded by McVicker. Here's Kabantu. Martinez on her. Martinez switching on to Morgan Kennedy. Kennedy makes a move to the basket. Kabantu, the basket herself. Looks like Martinez got a hand on that. And tries to throw it right back out to Kennedy. Double team by the Eagles. Over to Long. Goes to the basket. Lefty layup, no good. Picked up by Kabantu, and she scores for the foul. That was a tough play right there to pick up the miss from Long. And Kabantu, right place, right time, got the foul and the bucket, Avery.
A couple of nice scrappy plays there from Kabantu. Right in succession, she had that one down on the line. Bailey Donovan on her back managed to heave it out to Morgan Kennedy and keep this thing alive for Bates. They get some good points there on that one.
And Bates has once again opened up this lead, and they are in the driver's seat and taking full advantage right now as the Eagles are looking for some sort of spark on offense. And here comes McVicker. Martinez, wide open for three. In and out once again, and Kabantu with a rebound. Boy, it just seems like they've had a few of those shots where they look really good, but then just roll in and out.
Yeah, the Eagles are not liking this basket on the right side. Had multiple ones that were good shots, and they were just a little bit off.
Sometimes you're just too wide open. That just happens in basketball. You just get too wide open, and sometimes you just can't hit. As Delorio gets inside on Donovan. Position right there. And gets it up and in over the hands of Donovan. Delorio with a beautiful move in the paint with a nice pivot foot. He gets it over the outstretched arms of Donovan and has a chance to extend this lead even further.
Yeah, and that's got a second bigger impact on it as well. That's Donovan's fourth foul of the game. So this Eagles team kind of in trouble here, potentially losing a player that hasn't really been doing everything offensively for them.
Donovan, despite the 13 points, has been kept relatively quiet to what we're used to seeing from her as McVicker lets that one fly, and it's good. Right in the eyes of Alexandra Long. McVicker tries to get the crowd back into this as they're down by 14. Long over to Hughes. Hughes lets it fly. No good. Back rims that one. Delorio the offensive rebound. As Bates will look to slow the tempo just a little bit, and here comes Long. Long to the corner to Hughes. Over to Kabantu. Martinez on her. Crosses over. Screen by Delorio. Gets it over to Kennedy. Kennedy for three. No good. And the rebound from Beals. And Beals tries to run the floor. Slows it down, pulls it back. Switches gears all the way into the paint. No good. Rebound from Scanlon. Fight for the ball. And here comes. And it looks like it was last touched by Delorio, as it'll stay with the Bobcats on this possession. Or excuse me, they'll stay with the Eagles on this possession.
Yeah, the Eagles there had a couple good chances. Didn't manage to capitalize on any of them. Bates continuing to just play that strong defense underneath.
As McVicker makes a move over to Beals, guarded by Kabantu. Beals throws it up, looking for the foul, no good, but Scanlon, right place, right time. Brings it back out, Kabantu on her. Here's Martinez. Makes a move on Hughes. Throws it up, wild shot, just beats the shot clock, and here comes the Bobcats again. Here comes Hughes. Two defenders on her, and great hands from Beals to swipe it away. And I believe they got Hughes on the foul there, trying to get back on defense. That was great defensive awareness right there from Beals, just to kind of poke it away and stop yet another transition point for the Bobcats. And they seem to be getting quite a lot of those today. as Montigny's back into the game for the Eagles, as well as Maya Hicks for the Bobcats. The Bobcats once again going with this interesting 3-on-2 full-court press, trying to trap the defender at half court. Here's Martinez. Double team on here. McVicker. Vicker looking for the shot. Tries to find it. Donovan in the post. There she is. Makes a move on Delorio. Delorio makes her miss once again, and Donovan cannot hit that one to fall. Rebound for Kennedy, and here comes Hicks. Delorio makes a move to the basket. Floats right up over Donovan. No good once again, and here's Montigny with the rebound and the foul on, I believe that was Allison Kennedy right there.
And it's been really smart defense here from Delario. She's not coming in trying to foul Donovan. You see that a lot with teams, so they can't handle her size out there. They just kind of get pushed around, so they start pushing back, and all of a sudden, whoever guarding her is in foul trouble. But Delario's done a good job of just staying in front of her, keeping her hands up. Don't allow her to get a clean shot off. Make her work for anything that she's going to get.
Absolutely. I mean, Donovan is somebody who thrives on physical contact, just biting her way into the paint, as we're seeing right now, and trying to get those fouls. But as you said, Delario playing it very smart and is playing very smart defense this entire game. And she gets the pass back from Hicks and almost got the one again, and is fouled by Martinez. Delario with a chance to put herself in double digits with 10 today, possibly 11. Delorio is 62% free throw shooter on the year as she gets that first one to fall and extends this Bobcats lead to 15. Back grabs that one and the rebound to Martinez. Looking to trap once again as the Bobcats, and here they come, and it's going to be a kickball. You see Martinez was trying to find Montigny right there, but Hicks with the foot in the way, and it'll be side out for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was unlucky by Hicks there. Kind of got in the way, clogged the lane, but that one a low pass just kind of hit off the back of her leg.
Martinez guarded by Kennedy. Beals makes a move on Allison Kennedy. There's McVicker. What Martinez. Martinez lets it fly. It's nothing but the backboard right there. Donovan with the rebound. Now back to McVicker. That one's good. Going up. No good. Tried to beat the shot clock, and the rebound to Delorio. Here comes Allison Kennedy. Over to Morgan Kennedy. Guarded by Beals. Kennedy looking to take her time. This is over to James. James for three. In and out. With the rebound to Allison once again. Here's Hicks. Beals hits the deck hard. Hicks with a wide open jump shot. Oh, good. James once again trying to get that ball, but just could not save it right there. And possession will go back to the Eagles. Torres Reyes back into the game for the Eagles, as is, I believe, Hannah Richards. As Bates once again going for this very interesting trap formation, trying to trap their opponent at half court.
This is a well-coached team defensively. They like to rotate a lot. Not every player has one player to cover. It's kind of more of a zone defense out there that they press out to the outside, switch off their players, and really cover everybody out there at the same time.
It seems to be working really well for them, as they've had a few plays where they've either disrupted or gotten the ball back entirely. So this coach, Allison Montgomery for Bates, definitely knows what she's doing with these formations, as Hicks gets the screen from Delorio, lets it fly. Back ribs that one, and Donovan the rebound once again. Husson looking to get some sort of offensive mojo going here. We saw the three from Reyes, and let's see what they can do from the rest of this game. As Donovan pokes the ball back to Montigny. Over to McVicker. And Delorio once again, I believe that's her fifth foul of the game. Possibly, and it's due to guarding Donovan once again. Excuse me, that's her third foul of the game.
And I think you're definitely going to get a few fouls when it's your job to just guard Bailey Donovan the entire game. It's hard to play clean against her the entirety of it.
Yeah, trying to front somebody physical is very difficult as it is. But someone with Donovan's skill set, as we just saw right there, she makes it look so easy when she's in the paint. She's able to take that two-step drop is her bread and butter. takes one step with the pivot and is just deadly from inside the paint. As Kabantu looks to set something up for her team. Guarded by McVicker. Here comes Morgan Kennedy. Guarded by Richards. There's Long. Delorio. Guarded by Donovan. Makes a move to her left. Floats it up, and it's no good. And Donovan once again with a rebound. And it's like a late foul right there on Maya Hicks. And the Eagles will get the ball back with just under 4 minutes to go, being down by 10. And looks like Bobcats are going to take a timeout. We'll take one too. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back with our final 4 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. Once again, I am Sam Miller, joined alongside Avery Henningsen. Avery, it just seems like whenever Husson seems to respond with some sort of offensive firepower, Bates just comes back and hits them even harder.
Yeah, they've looked really good offensively. That comeback play, like you mentioned, has really been a big factor in this game. They've been able to just kind of stop the Eagles' kind of pressure out there. The Eagles will get a couple baskets in a row, and then all of a sudden Bates gets a couple right back.
They've been able to execute their game plan and adjust accordingly, which has been absolutely superb to watch. As McVicker tried to make a move on Hughes, but ends up traveling instead, and possession will go back to the Bobcats. The Bobcats' defensive intensity has been 0 to 100 from the very get-go of this game, and it has showed. They have just been nonstop pressuring the ball. They have been flying all over the court, going after loose plays, making plays everywhere all around. Definitely a very valiant team effort as Long, once again, over to Hughes. Delorio. Foul line extended back to Kabantu. Richards on her. Fake the screen from Delorio. Gets to the basket, and it's good. Kabantu, once again, has just been on fire from going to the paint. And looks like we have a woman down on the court.
It looks like that was Hannah Richards who just got, I think, maybe caught either in the stomach or on the face on that one. It looks like she's okay.
Yeah, it just goes to show like how physical of a game this is and how it's been since the very get-go. Both these teams love to play physical. They love to play scrappy. They're very, very tenacious. As Torres Reyes once again, covered by Long. There's McVicker. Hughes on her, looking for Donovan. Donovan inside. Floats it up, and once again, it's good. Donovan, who was struggling in this game, has really seemed to find her groove in this second half, Avery.
Yeah, she's definitely stepped up. I think this Bates team has slowed down a little bit defensively. They played a very pressured defense for much of the game. They haven't been able to keep up with her for the entirety of it.
Kabantu makes a move on two defenders, floats it up, and no good. I guess she had a wide open lane right there, just splitting both McVicker and Torres Reyes, but Donovan with the rebound, and here goes McVicker. Hughes on her, makes a move to her right. Double team by Bates. Back up to Torres Reyes. Richards makes a move to the foul line. Takes a short jumper, and it's straight off the back iron. And here comes Morgan Kennedy once again. The Bobcats now, theoretically, we can just run out the clock and just maybe hit a couple more shots and then call this game good if they really wanted to, as Delorio gets a miss right there.
Yeah, I think Bates is a bucket or two away from just sealing the deal on this one. The Eagles need points fast. It comes with plays like that one.
And right on cue, Hannah Richards gets right to the basket for that nice right-handed layup. Husson took a timeout. We'll keep it right here. And Avery, if you're the Eagles right now, you're less than 2 minutes away from potentially losing a game. You're down by about 8 points. So if you're the Eagles, what are you doing out of this timeout to really get yourself back into this game?
I think the Eagles have had their opportunities to get some shots on. Obviously, it's kind of cliche to say you got to hit those shots out there, but it's really going to play a big role in this final minute 50. They're still kind of in striking distance, which is crazy to say considering Bates has really been dominant. They've had this 8-point lead for probably about last 15 minutes or so of play. But I think if this Eagles team could try to hit a few late shots in this one, they could really try to make an impact.
Absolutely. And one thing that's been really a precedent for the Eagles this year is that the second half has brought along quite a few turnovers for this half, and that's been an issue for the Eagles so far this year. When it comes to controlling the ball, they outscore their opponents in turnovers more than 12 times per game, and their opponents score 16, nearly 17 points off those turnovers, and we've seen it today. Bates has taken control of each and every opportunity they have to score in the fast break, right off the turnovers, and which has resulted in a big chunk of this lead for them so far.
I think on the bright side for the Eagles, too, this is probably going to be the strongest defensive team they'll play on the season. And this is one of those games that you can really learn from as a team. You can learn how to play against this pressure defense, how to have Donovan play up against a player who can somewhat guard her out there and slow her down a little bit.
As Montini gets the steal, throws it right up, and gets the foul on Morgan Kennedy once again. And to your point, Avery, of course, in order to beat the best, you got to play the best as well. And as you said, it's a great learning opportunity to go back and fix what wasn't working in this game, and then use what you learned to, better prepare for the future. As Montini leaves that one a bit short. Montini, despite only having 3 points in this game, she has definitely left an impact on this game, going for loose balls, getting rebounds, playing stellar defense. She is definitely somebody that the Eagles will look to depend to later on down the road, Avery.
Yeah, Montigny, a player, kind of plays good defense and good offense out there. I'm sure for Husson, she's going to play a role this entire season.
Jordan Lengo checking into the game for Bailey Donovan. As the Eagles now with the full court press of their own, trying to trap the Bobcats as Hughes breaks the defense. Gets it over to Hicks, and there goes Long. Deloria in the paint. Hicks once again backing it out. Trying to run this clock down to the best they can. Here's Hughes backing up. Montigny on her. Tries to make a move through the legs. Steps back. Montigny with excellent defense right there. Gets a screen from Delorio. Hughes to the paint. Hicks wide open. Hicks will let it fly. In and out. Rebound for Torres Reyes. And it looks like it was tipped, trying to get to Montigny. Montigny with a huge block by Morgan Kennedy. What a stifling play from the senior captain for Bobcats.
Yeah, Kennedy has looked great down there on the court. Has helped out a lot offensively, and is also really a leader, I think, voicing down there on the court as well on the defensive side of things. Really directs this team around the floor.
Morgan Kennedy, she's a captain for a reason, the senior out of Oklahoma City. She has had such a huge impact for this team. She does literally everything you would want to do, you would want a captain to do. She plays offense great. She plays tenacious defense. She can hit shots when she needs you to. Her communication is stellar. She's definitely somebody that the Bates program is very grateful for. As the Bobcats will look to run the rest of this clock down as the Eagles have picked up their defensive intensity. Donovan back into the game. There's a screen from Delorio. And looks like they got a bump on Torres Reyes right there. So it's going to be Hughes at the line shooting two.
Yeah, the Eagles right now putting in a few of their sharpshooters, a couple players, maybe trying to get a few threes off.
As Hughes, the 57% free throw shooter, gets the first one to go. And the lead is up to 8 now for the Bobcats. Front nerves that one. Donovan with the rebound. Eagles got to go fast here if they want any sort of hope. McVicker over to Richards. McVicker lets it fly. Back rimmed it out. And here comes Hicks, and that should pretty much do it for this ball game. So they fouled right there. Hicks will go to the free throw line, and I believe that'll be 1-1 for Hicks. shooting 2.
Yeah, Hicks looking to put this one away late here. Obviously, Bates up 8 here with just 16 seconds. It would take something of a miracle, but I think if Hicks can get one more on the board, would definitely put it fully out of reach.
Hicks going for her 10th point of the game right now. She's hit a couple threes. Big-time shots from a big-time player like Hicks as she gets her own rebound, gets it over to Hughes. And they're just moving the ball around with 10 seconds left. Clock's winding down. Here's DeLorio. And they're just going to hold out and let the final buzzer sound as the Bates College Bobcats come into Newman Gymnasium, and they bring the pressure to the Eagles, and they come away with a 58-50 win. Avery, what do we see good and bad from both teams tonight in this ballgame?
Well, this Bates team showed why they're one of the better teams in the state. They were the champion in the NESCAC 2 seasons ago, which is definitely a tall task. Obviously, losing one of their better scorers in program history. I guess better scorers is probably the wrong term. Their best scorer in program history is a big hit to this team. They managed to hold this Eagles team to 50 points. I think a lot of that coming late in the game as well. They were very strong defensively the entire game and had some plays offensively that worked out as well. And for the Eagles, I think they really fought back in this one. Obviously, Bates, the stronger team throughout it. But for the Eagles to stay within a couple scores of a NESCAC, one of the better schools in the NESCAC for the entirety of a game, I think that's definitely a win.
Absolutely. The Eagles have nothing to be ashamed of. Going up against a team like Bates, who has been on a hot streak, moving to now 6-0 on the year, is definitely nothing to scoff at. As for the Eagles, they moved to 2-3. And that's going to conclude our broadcast tonight on Husson Eagles Sports Network. Huge shout out to our cameraman, Alex Morel Brofman, and our lovely crew downstairs. Signing out for now, I'm Sam Miller, alongside Avery Henningsen. Good night, and thank you.